Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a Right Royal Jam with me and Tina. Hope you're all good this evening. So to
Hello.
say hello, how are you today, Tina?
Yeah,
How
I'm
you doing
okay.
today? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm good. I've not really caught up any royal news. I haven't for a few days really. I've just been busy. I'm on day shifts this week, so it throws me completely out.
yeah. I know
So,
it's hard to keep up. There's so much
mhm.
going on all the time, isn't there? There's
Yeah.
been a bit of drama already.
Okay.
So we've had some drama today, of course, on the back of the interview that Paula done.
Mhm.
Regarding a certain YouTuber who is trying to debunk and pull apart the interview. I think some of the comments that were made were about Paula making, well, basically constructing the interview herself and speaking herself. But when
Mhm.
the voice does drop out in that interview, and when I listened to it, and I thought, oh no, they can
Yeah, I
hear the
heard the
voice.
voice.
Yeah, it's not Paula's voice, is it?
No, I don't, it's not
No,
Paula. I speak
no,
to Paula quite a lot behind the scenes, and that's not
yeah,
Paula's voice.
no, and that's what I thought as well. It's definitely not Paula's voice.
No.
It's a shame that uh, certain YouTubers are going to pull this apart and try to say that it's not genuine. And the thing is, the person that you're interviewing, you don't know their story, if their story is genuine or not. But as long as you come across and you speak about it, and you know it's authentic from your end,
Yeah.
there's not much you can do about it.
No, no.
But I am looking forward to part two.
No, me too. Me too.
Yeah, yeah,
The
that's going
thing
to
is
be
with
interesting.
Paula, I like Paula because she calls a spade a spade. You
Mm,
haven't got to try and read her. She's not trying to please people. She's not got splinters up her ass. She speaks how she feels, and for someone like me, that's just so much easier because you're not going to try and navigate any sly. Do you know what I
no,
mean? Like, because
no,
I when you get in abuse or so, you're constantly having to read a room, and people like Paula, who are genuinely them, whether you love them or hate them, that's just so much more easier. And there's stuff Paul has done behind the scenes for me where, I get she's got a big heart. She really has.
yeah, yeah. And I just think she wants to give us genuine information, and she wants to find that scoop first, which is
Hmm.
great. And I'm glad that she's able to do that, because
Hmm.
I actually take my hat off to her. I don't know how she does it.
Hmm.
But it's brilliant, and we need it. And everything she puts out is, she does research a hell of a lot of it beforehand. She doesn't just put anything out and just go, oh, that's what it is. So a lot of respect to Paula. We both have a lot of respect for
Well, let's
Paula and
be
what she does.
honest. These YouTubers that are debunking this video, they're creating content off the back of Paula's content, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's this
So if they
podcast
really
wars.
didn't believe or respect that video, they wouldn't post on it at all.
No.
So for the ones saying that Paul is clickbait or what have you,
Mm,
they're doing the exact same by feeding off of this interview, in my opinion,
exactly. Yeah.
So
No, 100%. And this is the thing. I think when you do have such a big scoop like that, people there are going to be people that are going to try and tear it apart. And you're going to get views off the back of that. That's why people do it, I think. It's
hmm,
podcasting, isn't it?
yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
it's in a way it's dog eat dog, you
yeah.
know,
It's
and
quite
and
ruthless, isn't it?
it seems quite ruthless. I'm
Mm.
scared.
It is scary. It is scary. Like, I
Scary.
don't really know what I'm getting myself into, actually. I start to have a little bit of a panic at night time, thinking, what am I doing?
Well, as you know, like I can monitorize, I can go into that realm now, but there's something
Yeah.
holding me back right now. And whether it's because I've got little ones and a husband, it's just the time that they have to give, which they do, just doing one post and getting it right and I don't even edit like a lot of them, but it can be grueling. It's a good 2 hours, 3 hours. You sat there trying to get it up and out. And yeah, it's just I don't know. And then you see the competitive, and the thing is in life, one thing I've learned is like people don't want you to be any better than them. Like knowledge is power. They do, in any way, like that's how I see it. And I just think, regardless of what anyone thinks, these people are feeding off Paula's content. So that speaks volumes if you actually peel it back.
100%. I mean, this is, you know, she gets the top stories, and a lot of these YouTubers that we work with, Tina, we know that they get the top stories, and they've got their kind of boots to the ground when it comes to getting the inside scoop first, because they're in America. So we get like the royal stuff here, but we don't get all the bits and pieces about Meghan and Harry straight away, because we're right over the pond, aren't we? So it's a bit of a by the time it gets here, it's
Harry
old news.
He's no longer in the UK.
No.
Oh, I don't know. But the thing is, with my content and what I do, I just speak about how I feel about the situation and my own sort of reflection on it. I don't go in for the scoops. I wouldn't even know how to navigate that anyway. And I think I'm pretty safe with just my view on it now. I'm just like, I'm glad that that's my platform, really.
100%. It's a bit safer, isn't it?
Well, it is safe, and it is safe for me. For me entering into the world of YouTube or social media, I have to balance as well my life and my mental health, because I feel like I've not worked all this way to get where I am today, to have it all ripped apart just for some social media, you know.
Well, it's hard, isn't it? Because to be honest with you, if I was in Paula's situation, I'd really struggled to be being called a liar. I don't like that, and that's quite hurtful, isn't it? I know you try not to take things personally, but it does hit you, doesn't it? So I do feel for her at the minute, but you know, I just said to her, you're going to get haters. This is part and parcel of it, and the bigger you get, I think the harder it becomes, like personally. But did you also... Hello, everybody in the chat.
Hello,
nice
everyone's
to
having
see you.
a chat.
Hello, Mike, Daniel, Gracie, Multiseti. That's an interesting name. Hello. Where are you watching from? And just again, I'm really interested because
You are really interested about the global.
I love it. I just think it's crazy.
Is weird. You and
you know?
Obviously I'm more thing on TikTok than I am on YouTube.
Yeah.
When you have some people from like you're like, what? You know?
I know, it's madness.
Watching me.
It's great to connect with everybody around the world, because you wouldn't get the opportunity otherwise. So I love that people are watching from everywhere. Did you hear? Oh, Scotland, there you go. Lovely.
And that's the thing with the Harry and Meghan saga. You've got people worldwide, all different genders, all different age groups. And that's when you really notice that this is a mass reaction, a global mass reaction, that are interested and angry at this. And it's no specific setting or place, you know?
Yeah. No, exactly. And we all have the same feelings about what's going on, don't we? And that's the thing, that's part of being human, isn't it? It doesn't matter where we're from, what culture we're from, we all feel the same kind of outrage.
Well, it's family. So no matter who you are, we can all relate to what it is to have a family, a dysfunctional one, a loving one. We can all relate to this, you know. I'm 100%. In Barry Island. I bet you get this all the time, where Gavin and Stacey was filmed.
Yeah, no, I was going to just say that as well. Barry Island, that's all I think of, because I don't know any different. I've never actually been to Wales. That's really bad, isn't it?
Have you not?
No, I want to go.
Oh, Norway.
Yeah, you said. Yeah. Oh, Norway. Wow. Tennessee. Hello, Catherine. Lovely to see you again. Tennessee. Oh, hold on. Barry Island. Oh, I'm trying to get the comments up. Norway. Love Norway. I did a stop off in Norway, which was nice. It's expensive though. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah. But lovely. Really nice. Love you too, guys. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. I heard today that there's going to be a sequel to, guess what?
Oh no, what?
Sequel to what? Spare.
Oh, for God's sake.
He's doing another book, guys. Prince Harry is doing another victim
Well, he
book.
did have like a 6-book contract with Penguin House, something like that, I believe.
Who does he?
And he did
Wow.
threaten at the end of Spare that he had more that he could have added just to keep, just to keep that little in his back pocket to sort of keep the family away, like so they didn't act. I believe
Oh God.
just
I
hanging
mean,
over,
what you this is really really heart wrenching. I think for
It
King
is.
Charles and for all the family, because you're literally sitting there wondering what's going to be said next, and what other revelation is he going to come out with? Is what other story is he going to embellish? Because let's be honest, you're kind of, when you write, you do kind of you sugar up the story, you make it a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
more bouncy to make it more readable and exciting. So
Mm.
he's got to captivate his audience, and he's going to have to maybe exaggerate a few more things, which is going to incorporate other people, and it's not nice. I mean,
Yeah. The thing is,
it's
with the Spare, with the first original one, you'd like to think that's the majority of like this was the book, like. And if that didn't hit, I can't think the second one's going to be much better unless he goes there. But then again, at this point, how's it going to look now when you've got two of your relatives with cancer? I want to shake Harry and just be like, look,
it's not
if
about you, darling. It's not
yeah,
about
yeah,
you.
you know,
Mm.
okay, so if we were to believe they've hurt you or Megan, it's small moments in time at this point now. That was, how long were they together? How long were they in the fold? She was a working member of the royal family for 72 days. That's less than a pregnancy or the first trimester or something like stupid like that. Like, come on. How long are you going to keep doing this? And you have got, we don't know what's going to go on with Catherine. Charles, he ain't getting any younger. And it's just like,
No.
are you going to actually do this? Are you going to see this out and carry on this way?
It's not very sensitive to the time that we're in at the moment, and if there is another book going to be published right now, if it's due
Mm,
out soon, then you've got that factor. If it's going to also have more information on Catherine, more Princess Catherine, more information on King Charles, then it's not really, doesn't fit with what's going on at the moment. It's not sensitive. You're not thinking about anyone else, you're thinking just about yourself
mm,
again,
mhm,
which, you know they've both got cancer. It's not like they've just got a cold or they've got the flu. You've
mm.
actually, it's really serious, and you think you
Really, it's
would.
life or death.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling. I hope, I mean I've got very little.
Do you know what
I
I
don't
find
know.
really sad though? And I done a post on it. I mentioned it the other day, like that all their cronies who were sat with them on Netflix and now they're stirring the pot over on X. And it's like you're stirring up the cancer community, sort of comparing Catherine to like it's. I'm sorry, cancer's such a fucking horrible disease for
Mm,
anybody to go through. It strips
mm,
you back past the palaces and the wealth, and
mm,
the fact that they're stirring that up with the cancer, they're sick.
mm,
And this are
mm,
the people that was sat on a sofa speaking for you on your documentary. You are connected to that,
mm,
and yet they come out and speak about bullying, and
mm.
these people are doing that. It's
It's like they think that they're not doing exactly the same thing back.
mm, I know.
They are. I mean, they're doing worse, because I don't see King Charles sitting down and
No,
writing a tell-all book, or
no.
Prince William. And they're
Mm-mm.
never going to do that. And this is where they've got the upper hand, because
Yeah.
they're never going to write or
Mm-mm.
reveal information that I think is sensitive or personal about
Mm-mm.
anybody in the family, because the royals have just never really done that. But he's just gone completely off piste, and he's gone rogue, and he's doing whatever he likes. And I'm thinking, who is fueling this? Who is signing this and co-signing and go, this is okay to do. This is all right to do another book. And if this book is anything like the first one, then we've got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Another problem, another shit show, basically. Because
Mm-hmm.
is this coming being spurred on by Meghan? Is this how she's kind of going, right, let's keep feeding this anger within you.
Yeah.
Let me keep encouraging you to spill
Oh,
more spew.
I believe, just my opinion, that Harry's in that much of a state mentally. I don't believe. I see a video today of Harry, just like old clips of him with Zara, him with William, him with Catherine, and the interactions. This is why there's a mass reaction, because we're like, what? Do you know what I mean? We watched this natural, and this is post Diana. This is when Harry was healing in a healthier direction. He had these natural interactions with his family. I don't believe you can experience that as a human being and just be like that and do what he's done without some interference of, manipulation at play, which we have seen as well, her jumping in front, dragging him back. We've seen the coercive sort of control she has over him. And I don't think it's going to add up to a very well man. And I have concerns. And that's why I've not really done many posts, because I know how much it can mess with your head, and it's hard. Yet I'm still angry with him, because it's like, wake up, please now.
But he's living in this headspace where it's woe is me, victim mentality, and I get that he could have. There's parts of his life where he probably was a victim, and he did go through some real bad trauma, but you can't live like that forever. You do
No.
have to start taking responsibility for who you are and how you react to your trauma, because the way it's going, it's like them against the world, us against the world, and they will do and say whatever without thinking of other people and their feelings, because it doesn't really it doesn't really align. None of this aligns with the narrative of how they're feeling and how everybody else is feeling. And I'm starting to wonder if she is kind of the instigator after the revelations of what happened with the maid. And if we were going to touch on domestic violence, if this is really going on within inside their four walls, is he even in his right mind at the moment?
No, I can't believe he is. And I just feel like I feel like it all feeds itself, because the frustration and anger that he had or held, from that victim situations as a child or what have you, that's been reignited. Let's be honest. You can't look at the videos of him happy and healing in a healthy direction, doing good with the platform, carrying on his mom's legacy. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, he meets someone who within months, years, have caused all this together. And his every last word is his mom, her pain. And I get that he could have been hurt and he's not been able to speak or what have you. But it's people go through shit in life. Who's not been a victim? And most victims. I see a post the other day, and it was devastating. I was sobbing. It was a family in America, and they had an older daughter, and she was unwell, and they were the son was out. Sorry, the son was unwell, and the older daughter was pretty much looking after him whilst they were working around the clock to pay all the med bills, because we don't have this here in the UK, do we? We've got the NHS.
Yeah.
and double blow. The daughter got poorly, really poorly, and the younger boy sort of wanted to donate. Anyway, he did, and it's like he literally chose to be the spare in that. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are so many stories like that where children are stepping up. Like, Harry's gave all this over one word, which he's never actually had to use. It's just on paper, a document that's gone back years. And I get there's an emotional feeling about that. But when you see the love that he had, and I don't know, that was a ramble, wasn't it? Jesus.
No, but I completely agree with what you're saying, because if you put it into contrast, and if you compare it to the people and what they're going through and what the real problems in the world, then in comparison it's very minute, right? Because they're not struggling. They're
No.
just that, you know, a lot of people now, we know we're living amongst the living crisis right now. We went through so much through COVID. Everybody did.
Yeah.
As the people that just have normal lives and 9 to 5 jobs, we're struggling. Like, life is harder at the moment.
Mhm.
So they're not struggling. What
No,
all
and
they're
that's
struggling is with their egos. That's the problem. That's their
absolutely, and it
only struggle.
literally is an ego and that desperate need to be validated, their behavior to be justified in order for them to carry on and try and carve out this world of celebrity, you know? And like, don't get me wrong, the aftermath, my whole thing is like, own your shit. That was shit for you. Don't compare yourself to somebody else. And I would say that happily to Harry, but don't use your trauma and your pain to abuse someone else, because that's when it takes it to levels of actually you're just the people that hurt you, you know? So you've got to find balance with who you are. And if Harry and Meghan were really happy and in love, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have met you, Victoria, because they would have
I
gone off and
know.
found happy.
So they gave us our relationship, Tina. So at the end of the day, they did
Thank you,
something
Harry.
good. They did something. Thank you, Harry.
But
Thank you, Meg.
that's not happy, is it? It's not happy when you constantly are trying to feed the narrative in just be liked. The book, the second book, the Spare, it's going to be a disaster because Harry and Meghan are a disaster.
I mean, the thing is, though, Tina, it's going to give us the best content.
Oh
So
God,
roll on Spare
I don't
2.
know.
I want to read it, and I want to see if he's putting his oscillating todger again.
Oh God, I just don't think my eyes and ears can do anymore. Because that's the thing, like people that I just see it in such a darker way, and I can't unsee it once it's placed in front of me. And then it's just a roller coaster of emotions. Save him, I hate him. Save him, I hate him.
I
You
know.
know,
I think I've got the same emotional attachment to Harry, which is kind of bizarre, right? We both have the same weird relationship with him.
yeah.
I wonder if Gracie says, I wonder if the royal family could get a gag order for Harry and Meghan's attacks as they slander and slash them hideously. Both of them. That's a good idea, though, getting a gag order, isn't it? I think that would be.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It
No, but
might be
even
needed at some point.
yeah, I suppose they could do, and I suppose if a gag order, they can't come out and tell the world, but I'm sure they would somehow. And this is the thing. This is where the royal family, in my opinion, are being abused in front of our eyes because Harry and Meghan know they can't speak out. They know that they have this over them, and it's just like so people abuse vulnerable people, and you know, saying the royal family are vulnerable, but right now they are. You've got two with cancer. They're silenced by this never complain and never explain, because if we watch them going back verbally, which we've already been invited into this Jeremy Kyle back and forth sort of, if the royal family were to come out and be releasing statements back at them, that's just going to destabilize the monarchy without a doubt.
100%. Yeah.
So like they can't do, and they've just got sitting there, sitting ducks, you know.
Mm. It's like they're waiting for like the next problem, and it must be causing a hell of a lot of anxiety for them. You know, I mean, if I was them, I would just be completely on tenterhooks, just waiting
Mm-hmm.
for their next reaction, because they seem very reactive anyway. So you do one thing to them. I know they erased a statement on their website, on the royal website, from
Yeah.
back in like 2016. But look how long they waited to do that, and they wanted to do that quietly. And that is like biding your time. That's trying to do things under the radar.
Well, it
But
is
it,
under the radar.
yeah, but we still noticed it. I think we don't miss a trick, do we?
No.
There's a lot of lives tonight, by the way. I think this is all stemming from the Paula M interview. So we're not the only royal live tonight. I didn't realise that. So there's quite a few going on. So
Is
probably a
there?
lot of people will catch up. I think so, yeah. I think we've got
Oh wow.
Molly's done a live. Um, I was on Paula's earlier, but I think, yeah, someone said this is their fourth live tonight, so
Oh wow.
we're not the only ones. Yeah. Why is my channel named VVS1? Do you know what? I just can't come up with a name. I really just don't know what to call it. I don't have a clue. And VVS1 is a type of diamond. Sorry, I've got a kind of cough there. It's a type of clear diamond. And that's what I just put it down because that's part of my Instagram. But I do need to change it. I know. I don't know what I'm going to
Yeah, we're
call it.
trying to think of a name. Maybe you'll get the people to choose.
Yeah, someone give me a suggestion.
Ideas.
Give me some ideas because I cannot think of. I have no idea because I don't particularly just want to concentrate on the royals as much as we all like
I
to talk
reckon
about them.
Victoria's Secrets.
Somebody else put that in the chat
Me.
in Paul.
Oh, did they?
Oh, and you said it as well. Sorry, I've just got a cough. 2 seconds.
Tina, we're watching Jeremy Kyle and Trisha Goddard all in one. I didn't like Trisha Goddard. Oh,
Apparently Sean's on as well. I didn't realise because we normally go on a Monday, don't we? So
yeah.
so I didn't realise that. Yeah. So what's Sean doing tonight?
Oh,
I
I
have no
wonder.
idea. I think also Ron is doing his John Wedger stuff this evening
Oh, is he?
as well. Yeah, but it's just been a lot of drama around the I like Victoria's Secrets, but there's been a lot of drama around this interview. But I'm really looking forward to the rest of the interview, and to see what else comes out and unfolds. Now, there's also, did you hear?
No, I'm guessing
Harry,
not. I've not been on for a couple of days. What?
Harry,
Yeah.
may be deported because he did
Yeah,
loan his visa. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's a problem of the drug taking so much. I think that's not the issue. I think it's the lie about not telling anyone that he had taken them, because it's deception, isn't it? So they don't mind so much if you reveal it, but then if you're going to write about copious amount of drug taking.
But again, it's on the main stage. These two have spoken that much and wrote, type words that much that it all goes against them, and they've almost created their own evidence to go against them. And how do you do that? And I tell you how, in bitterness, in nastiness, because they've got that. It was all shits and giggles to begin with, weren't it? And they're cashing in. All the 8 celebrities are like, Oprah's like their best mate, and I think they soon realised that Tinseltown are not that loyal.
Well,
And
it's a
when
very
they
fickle
start to
industry.
damage someone else's career, that person will move on away from them. And that's the thing. No matter what would have happened here, the royal family would have remained by their side regardless. Well, they did for a certain amount of time. It was Harry and Meghan who walked away.
Yeah, I mean, there's literally, as soon as you do anything wrong in Hollywood, they disappear like, flies on shit. They're just gone, aren't they? And I think that's the other way around, but you know what I mean?
And that's the thing, Carry on.
It's like Kim Kardashian. She unfollowed P. Diddy the day before. Now, according to my sources, I've heard that Corey Gamble is the handler. And he's very connected to P. Diddy anyway, so he knew all about everything that was going to happen beforehand.
Yeah.
And that is why she unfollowed him the day before, because she has inside information. And she's meant to be connected to Diddy as well. How true that is, I don't know. But I find that all fascinating, how much they're involved with each other. And when things go wrong, they all disappear and there's no support.
Hollywood, for me, the movies, the actresses of when I was growing up, Hollywood seemed really special. And I just feel like it's just really sordid and dirty now. Like, where's the glamour of the red curtain? Because you don't see that no more. You just see people attaching to people, not for genuine, just to up themselves and get it's mental. And that's why I've always said, when I come out with a Johnny Depp Amber Heard court case, you see people attaching themselves to Amber Heard just because there was a cause and something to support and we're good. Then slowly, as it started, the court case started to unravel, they all just stepped back and was like, yet the people we haven't got a dog in, like a horse, like, I don't know, what's the saying, a horse in this race. We're just
Yes.
literally coming from genuine
Yeah.
reactions. We've got nothing to lose, nothing to gain. We're
No.
just speaking how we feel. Yet the celebrities will do it for a minute just to help propel them a bit further. Yeah, the rats are the
Yeah.
first to abandon the ship. Yeah.
It's true, and people do support what's popular at the
Hmm.
time. Not
Yeah.
everybody. We all. I can't speak for everyone, but there is that mindset when things are going well, everybody's around, and that's true of friendships. You know,
Hmm.
when you go through tough times, you really see who who is genuine and who isn't. Because if they, everyone wants to be around you when you're fun and entertaining, but not when you're crying in the
Yeah.
corner. That's kind of that's the realities of life. You can get true friends, but
Mm.
Hollywood, I don't believe has any depth to it.
No.
They are all using each other, like you said, to get to a certain position, and it's like climbing all over each other to get to where they need to be. But yeah, it's quite scary, the stuff that's come out of the
Mm.
woodwork when it's regarding P. Diddy and all of these allegations. And if it is true and it all does come to light, really Hollywood needs to be destructured and rebuilt again,
Yeah.
you know? Because
I
it's
just
all
feel like it doesn't carry the glamour that it used to, and it's
no.
just, ugh, I wouldn't want to be that. Where for years people wanted to be that, I just think people, again, I think pandemic sort of realigned people to what was important, and that was the doctors, the nurses, the real heroes. And I feel like
Mm.
it really changed the balance on how the people were just like, yeah, and we see all these goings on. And there's nothing like a prince from the UK and his wife going to America to go and sit amongst Hollywood to expose it for what they have, with buying awards, and they've caused more damage to Hollywood as well.
I mean, it is all rigged in each other's favour, isn't it? And I remember when the Wizard of Oz, they did like the background of the show, and Wizard of Oz. Who was the actress again? This could be come out of my head. Dorothy, Julie Garden,
Yeah.
Julie.
Julie
Yeah, was that?
Garland.
Yeah, that's the one. That was her, right? Because I want to just make sure I've got that
Mm.
right. Let me Google it. Because so she was really unwell during that, and she wasn't treated very well within when she was on the set of
Mm.
that. And that kind of gave me an insight into like Hollywood in the 19, I'd like to say, when was Wizard of Oz produced? I'm saying the 90, is it 1940s? I could be completely off here.
I don't know.
Wizard of Oz produced, let me just have a little look. 1939. Yeah, I was really quite
Wow, you're
close.
good.
Yeah, so I kind of got this backstory about that, and she had a really rough time. I think she was on a lot of drugs as well, because they were also all about weight and the size you are. And this is another issue that I have with Hollywood. And as you can see, I've got a lovely double chin here. But I really struggle with losing weight. And to
Mm.
lose weight, I would say I would have to be on one meal a day or pretty much nothing a day to get to the size that I want to get to. So
Yeah.
these Hollywood celebrities have to basically take these drugs to get to the size they want to get to, like the Ozempic that they're on at
Yeah.
the moment. Um, and with that comes mental health problems, because you're not getting nutrition into your brain. You're literally surviving off nothing.
Mm.
If they're taking drugs and drinking with that, that's going to send their brain in a different direction.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's all this other pressure as a woman within Hollywood, when it comes to getting roles and having to do things um, to get further with other men.
Yeah.
As we've seen with the guy that got arrested, the director. What was his name again? I
Oh
can't
my God.
remember
It's
these
similar to
people's
the other
name.
one, isn't it? Weinstein.
That's the
In life.
one, Weinstein. Yeah, and I'm glad people are coming out and speaking about it, because it is like it's a it's a toxic world within the industry,
Mm.
because to get anywhere, you have to do what is asked of you, and sometimes it's not very pretty, right? But I don't know what I was going on about now. I was talking about Wizard of Oz. Judy Carden.
Yeah, I can't remember either. What were we talking about, guys?
God knows.
Smoking, drinking,
I'm
drugs is
I'm
okay.
having
No
like a
stigma attached. Not very well informed. Do you know what? And I was thinking when you were saying that, though, if you look at some of the ones who got famous young, like Britney Spears, you got Amy Winehouse, you've got Drew Barrymore, and these pure young people who got fame so quickly and was placed amongst all these people, in how it destroyed them, you know. And that, for me, you see, and I suppose the ones that go into it in adulthood mentally are more prepared for it, but the damage slowly, not all, you know, there are some. And you've got, what's his name, who's the really nice actor, oh my god, Keanu Reeves. Now he has been through blow after blow. Like, his story is insane, of the wrongs that life is put in his direction, yet he is the most loveliest. And I think, you know, sadly, we have to see bad and experience bad in order to be able to give good. Like, some people, do you know what I mean? Like, to understand sadness and pain. And that's why I see with Harry and Meghan, with the lives they've led, yes, Harry witnessed and experienced pain, but not on a level to someone else. And I feel like the entitlement takes over, the circles they're in takes over. You know, Meghan, we can see that she was brought up and she had everything handed on a plate. And this is why the empathy that we're all seeking them to have towards the families is not there, because they've been ruined.
100%. It's all relative, right? So I think and I've said this before, I think you create your own problems sometimes, because people with genuine problems don't want any more drama. They just don't. They just want to get on with their day, and get on with their life. And they haven't got time. I think idle thumbs create the devil's work. That's what they say. You know, you start sitting there thinking, well, I've got nothing to do today, what nonsense can I come out with next? And I've seen just people do that when they're not working, just causing drama. And it's like, come on, I think it's time for you to go out and get a job, you know.
Macaulay Culkin is another one. There you go. Keep them coming. Let's think of all the young people that have been destroyed by Hollywood. That could be the side chat theme tonight, because there are many out there that have, you know, sadly, like Amy Winehouse was such an incredible talent, and that was more the UK, but she was still in those circles. And this is the world they live in, isn't it? And it's I don't think they ever touch the floor, you know.
No. And Marilyn Monroe, I watched a documentary on her, and you know, she was on uppers and downers, and then there's like a lot of conspiracy around her death and how she died and who she was with, and she ended up becoming part of a circle and knowing too much when it came to the Kennedys, right? And then she was naive to that. She didn't realise what she was getting herself into, and it caused her an early death. Now, I'm not saying that she was killed, but I do think her death was suspicious. And she was used as fodder for the Hollywood industry, because she was the pin-up girl, you know, and everyone wanted a slice of her, and it took its toll, didn't it, in the end? I think she was on speed. I think she was on downers and sleeping tablets, and all mixed together is just going to create a lot of health complications, right? Orlando Brown, is that Bloom, you mean? Orlando Bloom, maybe.
Lindsay Lohan, River Phoenix, Ethan Hawke, Justin Bieber.
Yeah, Justin Bieber, again, you know, if it's true what they're saying in the press about his relationship with Diddy, and if he was, God, dare to say it, GROOMED, I just think, you know, it's sick. It's a sick culture. Is that what they're doing to children? Is that really why they're in the industry?
And also, like, they're grooming them on the world stage. So the victim, in essence, in this situation, would be watching everyone else just know what's going on and be like, yeah, that's okay. What's happening to you? And you know, it's mental. If you go back to Michael Jackson, and like, the children's parents knowing. I was just like, oh my God, like, you're just saying it's
That,
okay.
I mean, listen, I'm still on the fence about Michael
Yeah, I know. I'm a
Jackson,
bit like that.
but you would still not let your
Hmm.
child
Yeah.
sleep with another man or woman that is
No,
not, it's not even, they don't even, my kids don't even sleep with other relatives.
no,
It just doesn't happen. They
no.
have their own beds.
Yeah.
Why are they going to be in a bed with another adult,
Yeah.
especially an adult that is not a family member? So what, you're famous? I don't know you. How do I know what your intentions are? Why do you want to sleep with my child?
Ah.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. Not Orlando Bloom. The guy's name is Orlando Brown. Now, we don't
Oh,
know who he is. So
oh, I do know
Orlando
who that
Brown talk
is.
about, oh, do
No,
you?
I do know who that is. Yeah, yeah. I've seen a few interviews with him, and there's another lady called, is it Jaguar? Okay, someone knows her last name, Jaguar, right? Is that correct? And they'd exposed Diddy a lot. I think they've got a lot to say, and they've got like the inside knowledge on him, and they know. Also, they know. Oh, what's his name? I can't remember anyone's name today. It's terrible. Must be on Jay-Z. There you go. God, I need to stop drinking at the weekend because it kills my brain cells. Not good for
Michael
me.
Jackson's brothers all slept in the same beds. And that, I think siblings, that's
Yeah,
that's one thing, living under the same roof. But when, would I can't even, they've been wowed by the fame and the celebrity and the Hollywood. And
yeah.
they're just sat, I think any parent, a bit like, dare I go there? Because actually, Mum, I'm not going to. Can I?
Go for it. Go
Just like
on.
Madeleine McCann, when
Yeah,
like everyone went, what? You went round the corner and left your kids in a room? Like, what? And a bit like Harry and Meghan, when you have this general reaction of what?
yeah.
These people have got to look at that reaction and just be like, yeah, yeah, we were wrong. I just think when you have a
And
mass
and
reaction like that,
and because they were because Madeline McCann's parents were doctors and they were kind of renowned within their
yeah,
within their circle, and they were, dare I say it, maybe middle class, maybe higher class. If it was a working class mum that left their children in that hotel room and they did the same thing and they were on benefits, or they were
mm-hmm.
not just a shop worker or something like that, a mediocre job, they would have been penalised for that. They would have been treated differently in the media. I 100% believe that, because they were established and they were respected in their field,
Mm-hmm.
it was okay for them to leave their children in that hotel room. Now, I'm sorry, them children were very, very young,
Yeah.
and you don't leave children
But
unattended at
just for
that
me,
age.
even if that didn't happen with Madeline, sadly, and even if, for me, those children waking up, those babies, or Madeline, and no mom there or dad's, like, to me, that's abuse anyway. Like, for a child to wake up in a room with no, like, the thing is, I was a teen mom. So when that happened, my son was about 2 or 3, and I did go on holiday abroad. And like, there are many holidays we went on where we were back in the hotel room at 9 o'clock at night with a pot noodle, because his routine set up at home was to, and he was tired. It wasn't, and like many holidays we spent like that, or many parents just get your kids to sleep on a sun lounger next to you if
Yeah,
they're that
yeah.
tired.
They sleep in
Like
the
it,
pushchair or
yeah,
something
in the
like that. Yeah,
pushchair.
yeah.
And you just cannot get your head around it. And I always said, if that was me and my husband and me being a teen mom, and I was in that country and I had did that, I'd have been strung up. There's no doubt about it.
100%. And the media changes the narrative to suit that family, because they look at where you're from and who you are and what you do, and
Mhm.
that's how you're judged in life, and that is,
Yeah,
it's terrible, but that is how it is. And with these parents, they didn't just leave Madeline one night. It was all every holiday, so they were being watched. So the guy whoever took Madeline or whatever happened to her, my theory is that hotel room was targeted, because you can see when them parents leave and go out for dinner, and they come and check every half an hour. Yeah, of course
yeah,
they did. They can see when they're coming and when they're going. They just got to
Yeah,
time it right. You,
it's sad.
you gave them your child, basically.
Yeah,
That's how terrible that is.
yeah,
And yeah, they were never prosecuted for leaving them unattended.
yeah. No, I
What?
know, I know, I know.
That's
And the
crazy to
baby
me.
twins. I know. Sorry, Samantha. Please don't speak about Madeline. I know it's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. Sadly, so many children go missing every year. There are children missing now. You know, it's just the dark world we live in. And someone's just said, who said that? Catherine. I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and things were thought to be horrible then, but it's become so much worse.
Some just deviants out there,
Mm-hmm.
the sick minds of some people and what they're capable of doing. And maybe we're exposed to it more because we have the internet and we have quicker access to things now, so the news is pretty much in real time, whereas before you get your news on a newspaper the next day, and there were selective prints. Everything wasn't covered because you couldn't fit it all onto the piece of paper,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but now you can get any bit of news and it's in real time, and there's no censoring
Mm-hmm.
and there is no filter, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And maybe we thought we were living in a safer time then, but maybe we weren't. But people's mindsets might have just been the same, but we just didn't know about it.
I
I
think
reckon.
it's just changed because I think back then you had more of the serial killer kind of thing going around. The police, they couldn't get a hold, they couldn't, but it's just gone more underground now. And with social media, it's reconfigured into a new kind. Do you know what? I would not want to be a teenager or a child growing up in the today.
And this is another thing that, touching on what Catherine said, I watched that Netflix documentary, or not documentary, series, Eric. I don't know if anyone else has seen it. And the boy goes missing, and it's
Uh,
if you've seen it,
no,
no.
I shy away from stuff like that. I can't watch it.
But it shows you the amount of children, like she's saying in Tennessee, the amount of children that go missing and never found. And I know in America it's really, really high. And
Hmm.
the police just don't have the resources to look for them, or choose not to. Because I know in the 80s in America, they didn't look for the children. If they went missing for a few days, especially if you weren't white as well. So if you was a black or Hispanic child, they didn't care. Them children
Wow.
would just go missing, and there would be kids going missing daily, and a lot. I think it's hundreds of thousands in America. I think I read 400,000 a year at the minute. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me.
Mm,
And there are missing children in this country still that they haven't found, and that
mm,
they don't put their resources and time into, because it just depends on the situation, and if they can blow up the story, if it's going to
mhm.
be of interest to other people.
Yeah,
That is the sad reality of it. And a lot of the time they just say, well, they've gone missing, that's it, you
yeah.
know.
Well,
um
let's be honest with you. The Madeleine McCann story blew up because of the basis of neglect in people, the mass reaction of what, yeah, and sadness. Like, find this girl, we could all relate, and it's it depends, like you said, on story to story. If one blows up, they will carry on. But we all know there are many children out there missing with trafficking and stuff like that. And we've gone on to a completely different conversation to
I know.
Harry and Meghan. Like, how did that happen? We got Madeline McCann, Amy
I
Winehouse,
know we've gone
Desmond Day having a
completely we've
chat.
gone completely off piece. Guys, if you like us talking about all this, then put one in the
Yeah, we
comments,
want to
because
know.
we don't mind doing segments like this, because
Yeah.
actually we have loads to talk about when it comes to Hollywood and the craziness of Hollywood. And I really, really want to go deep into the P Diddy stuff. I just don't know how much I'm allowed to say. There you go. In the United States, an estimated 460,000 children are reported missing every year. That's what I thought.
Jesus
Nearly over
Christ.
400,000. So yeah, there you go. So that's a shocking amount of kids,
Mm,
isn't it? And they don't find them. And
yeah.
I mean, the thing is with America is because it's such a vast land, and
Mm.
there's so much land that isn't built on either. It is like finding a needle in a haystack, really. if there is something really bad has happened to a child, it's going to be very difficult to find them. It's scary. It's
And
scary,
that's
the
the
world we're
thing,
living
like,
in.
this is like bringing it back to Harry and Meghan, really. You've got two healthy children, allegedly, supposedly. You have lots of money in the bank. You have a beautiful home. Just be grateful, you know. Just be
I
happy
know.
with
I
what you got.
know. I just think, how can they be so miserable when
I know.
they're actually got they've got a good platform to spread, good awareness, to do real good, to have the charities that they have, to build on the Archwell Foundation. They've got, access to things at their fingertips, things that we couldn't even imagine. And yet they both look like they are so depressed. And I think you don't realize how lucky and privileged you actually are. And you've got two healthy children. I mean, I know other people don't think that they do, but I'm not too
No,
sure. I'm not
no,
sold
no.
on the children stuff, to be
Do you know
fair.
what? If a day comes out, right, and these children don't exist and it comes out it's all a lie, I just give up, and I just like, what? No, no. Although I do, at this point, I feel like with Meg, it's probably an option, because I think this woman knows no bounds. But no, they have to be real. They have to. I just ain't got the minerals for
I
them not
do,
to be
I do
real.
think that takes it into a whole different thing, and I just can't believe they're fake children. I find that really hard to believe, and I know other podcasters really believe it, and that's fine. And I probably haven't done enough research into it to be swayed either way, but I can't get my head around that. I just
It
think,
it's hard, because I was shocked that she refused the royal doctors. Like, who refuses the royal doctors? But again, I feel like that was the early days of showing and trying to cause riptides of problems for Harry and his family. I feel like that was her just starting out, and I feel like, I can understand why the conspiracists, because I was a bit like, why would you reject the royal doctors? I've seen the videos of the bump popping, so I do believe she wore a moon bump. But I believe she wore it in so she could be the most pregnant person in all of the land and be on the front pages every chance she could get. And I believe in order to wear that moon bump, she probably sold it to Harry as, we will keep our bump just for us, so the press don't get hold of those pictures. That's my interpretation of what I've seen with those two. I believe the moon bump was worn. Samantha
well,
McCarthy, no Tina. I don't know. Like, I just can't believe. But then we see the damage they've
I
created.
mean,
And
I mean, I listen. I wasn't doing cartwheels when I was 9 months pregnant. I was barely getting out of bed. Um, so like, you are just. It's a different type of bump. However, I think there was a thing with Beyonce that her bump bent down, and maybe, just maybe, they did have a surrogate.
there we go.
Maybe they
Yeah.
did, but that's, for me, that's a personal choice, and
Mm.
maybe they couldn't reveal it for whatever reason. But I do think that they must have their own children.
But
There
the thing
must be
is,
them.
though, okay, so surrogate. So how sad, really, actually, with the monarchy and the way it is, that actually that could have been their thing, speaking about how they couldn't have children for whatever reasons. They could have really put a
Yeah,
torch and light over surrogacy, and
yeah,
how, this could have been the
yeah.
next step for the monarchy and
Mm.
progression. But for whatever reason, if that's true, and the fact that they've lied and wore moon bumps, even if it comes out that they're surrogates, that just the sheer lies that we're going to look back and see, in how, she was pretending, all these and out, that's just going to be weird anyway. I just feel like that their web is that woven.
The
There's
lies,
no
the
direction.
lies, and the
There's
deceit is a lot.
Yeah.
This has made me laugh so much, Mina. You can talk about anything, just like to hear the hoity-toity British accent.
Do you know what I
Well, I'm
mean?
glad you sound hoity-toity, Mina. I'm quite impressed. Thank you.
Yeah, but you've got the strong London accent, haven't you?
Do I sound common, Tina, or do I sound posh? Or am I just
Posh.
in the middle? Do I? Do I
Posh. I don't
really?
know. Speak.
Speak. You've only been listening to me for the past hour. For fuck's sake.
Look,
Jesus,
yeah,
woman.
like I'm just chatting to you. I'm not assessing your voice, am I? We're just going back and forth.
I just don't know. Someone said I sound Australian once, and I thought, oh, do I? I don't know.
Do
I don't
you
know. You
feel
don't know
like
what you sound like.
do you feel like you put on a posh voice to do this though?
No, I don't. No, no,
Are
I
you
don't think
sure?
so. I
Do you do your
don't know.
telephone voice?
Don't really know. Like I think when I have a drink, I can get quite Cockney, you know.
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, it can come out. But then I'm not Cockney. I'm sort of my family's from half are from South London, South
South London.
London. That's what they say,
Oh, is
South.
that like Essex and all of that?
No, no, no. We're
No.
not Essex, sweetie. No,
Okay.
no,
No, it's okay. I get like
no.
I know
South.
there's like all different like divides really in London, isn't there? Like you're all like hating on each other. Is
Oh
that
no,
right?
I love everybody. Don't you worry. Essex is no.
No.
Essex just has a different sort of tang to it.
So
A
what's the
different.
Essex?
Oh, it's hard to do an Essex accent. Oh, I don't want to do one, Tina, because I
Okay.
don't think I can do it. Let me practice it, and I'll come back. I'll come back to you with that one.
See,
Oh, someone did
I'm
think I
after
was
this.
Australian. Look, there you go.
Actually,
There you
Victoria,
go.
you're
There you go.
Australian. See, where I am in the
Oh,
UK, I'm more like a farmer.
do you know? Yeah, I
That's
love
very true.
Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Birmingham, Red Bull, the
Birmingham.
Cadbury's factory.
Yeah.
Brilliant there.
My nan
Love
used to
that. We
work
went
in
there.
the Cadbury's
Your
factory.
nan's been about. She's been to Wales and she's been in the
Yeah, well,
Cadbury's factory.
she was born in Wales, then she moved to like Birmingham. I met my granddad, and she worked in the Cadbury's factory.
Did she? What did she
Yeah.
do in the factory?
I don't know. She just worked in the factory. It's like no, no. She was about a pecking
Did
line. I
she
don't know.
did she bring you back any chocolate?
No, this was before I was born. This was when she was
Oh,
younger, and she
okay.
met my grand. This was before
Okay.
I was born. Then my other
Okay.
granddad, he was Hungarian.
Oh wow. So you've got a bit of Hungarian in
I
you.
have, yes.
Oh wow. That's quite
Victoria sounds
ex-
posh.
well, thank you. I've never used to sound posh when I was a child, so that's changed.
You don't
That's good.
realise how much people like the British accent, though, do you? Because
No.
when I went to New York and I asked one of the in the hotel for a taxi, and they went, "Can you say taxi again?" I was like, "What?"
Taxi, darling. Taxi,
Taxi.
sweetie.
And I was like, "What?" And he was like, I like hearing it." And I was like, "Yeah, taxi."
It's a bit worrying. He's getting turned on by
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
taxi voice. Yeah.
Liverpool
Ah,
accents are funny. I struggle with
yeah.
a Liverpool
Yeah.
accent. It's very phlegmy.
Liverpool, Liverpool,
A
Liverpool, yeah.
Liverpool? I can't do it.
Liverpool. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want
I
to
like
show
an
up
Irish
my.
accent.
Yeah, I love an Irish accent.
Have you
Yeah.
traced your roots, Tina? No, I haven't. I'm really laid back and I'm sort of just like existing in the moment. Do you know what? I listen to everyone doing all their DNA and like their genie, but I don't know. I honestly, I just take it day by day. I just like, my granddad was Hungarian. He died before I knew he even existed. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. One day maybe.
You should do it, and we should do a big reveal
Oh yeah,
on
maybe.
YouTube.
Maybe I should
We
do a
could do an
genealogy
ancestry.
thing.
It'd be quite interesting actually to do that, wouldn't it? Should we do it, Tina? We could have
Should
an
we do it?
ancestry reveal. I think we
That'd be
should.
good.
And then maybe I'll come back at 43% Nigerian.
Do you know what though? Actually, that's another story because I've got a brother from another mother. Basically, I've got
What?
siblings everywhere.
Okay.
I speak on the aftermath. My life's not been plain sailing, and he's from my dad's side, and he done one, and not an ounce of it was Hungarian. So we're like, ooh, shit.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know. I was like, do you want to do a DNA test with me? Because yeah. So I don't know with that one. So it may not even come up with Hungarian. I'm gonna do one.
I think we should do one, and we should do it together and reveal our results together because I want to be 43% something, just so I've got something in common with
Oh my
Megan.
god, that's
So I want to
amazing.
be like 43%, I don't know, Polish or something like that. I know that there's Spanish in my Irish family because they have got very dark skin and dark hair. My granddad's side, and when the Spanish invaded, they obviously had their way with the Irish ladies. So I think there's a little bit of Spaniard in me somewhere. So I
Ah,
don't know, but I'd like to know. I think it's interesting, isn't it?
it is
To see what
interesting.
I'm made up of.
It is interesting.
So yeah, so with regards to, oh, I did with my children are mixed, yeah, Algerian DNA test, a lot of fun. Yes, so my kids and also my Algerian children, their granddad was a Berber. So I know you probably know this, Amel, already. The Berbers were from the mountains, and there was a certain type of tribe within Algeria. So there's a Berber connection there for them as well. But that'll be really cool to find out where their DNA is from. I am also German, French, Indigenous American, Dane, and Nord. That's amazing. That's crazy, isn't it? Like, I think we're all mixed up with something. I don't believe for one second we're just one thing, because we've got so much history. And a lot of Americans, you know, are originally from either England,
Hmm.
Ireland, Italy, a lot of Europe. Do I speak French? No, I don't speak French, but their dad speaks French. He's a French. So obviously the French invaded Algeria. Terrible invasion that was. And yeah, his family speak French, but I understand a bit, but I can't speak it. Yeah, Amazigh is, yeah, Berber, yeah. And then I've done a bit of research on that. It's the same, it means the same thing, kind of, yeah. I think we're all Heinz 57. I think we're all Heinz 57. Is that beans? Heinz 57? I don't know. Cancer, yeah, cancer does affect everyone differently. Yeah, so I think what we were talking about the royals, we've now gone into Ancestry,
I'm going
Tina,
to show you
so
this
we've
picture
just gone
now.
wayward, to be fair.
This is my oh God, the genealogy. This is a picture of my granddad when he was at the same age as my 23-year-old son. So they're both 23 in this picture. Can I get it up? Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? Oh
Oh,
God.
yeah, turn it round. That's it. Oh,
Oh, you
wow.
can't get my granddad, but they.
Yeah. Oh, no, I can a bit.
Let's
Yeah.
get it into
Yeah, now
focus.
move your granddad in, that side. Go over. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very
so
similar.
they are. So yeah, so I'm hoping I will come up with Hungarian on my genealogy test.
But your
Otherwise,
son looks quite
that's another
Hungarian.
story. Pardon?
I think your son looks quite Hungarian.
Yes, yes. 2 seconds.
Clones. Yes, clones. Originally thought to contain. Oh, 57 spices. Okay. Oh, how did you make? Oh, hold on. My 4-year-old. This is going too fast for me. 61% England and Northwestern Europe, US citizen. Yes, they have the same eyebrows. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think we are all. Has everybody else done a genealogy test on themselves? And I've just kind of been late to the party. I do need to do it. I have
No,
got
I
one
I need to
here.
do one now.
Yeah, we need to do it, Tina. We can have a big reveal.
Yeah.
A big reveal. I think we're going to wrap it up now then, guys. We've gone over the hour. I thank you. Oh, you're closing in on 20,000 subs, Victoria.
Are you
I
really?
know.
Well
Yes, I
done.
just can't believe it. It's crazy,
That's
right? So
crazy.
we're doing well, guys. We're doing well. Thank you for all your support. I do appreciate you all. We're going to do another live on Saturday with Paula, and with Cynthia and with Tina. I think we're probably going to be dissecting the second part of the interview, to be honest, because that's going to be quite a revelation as far as
Yeah.
I know. So that'll be exciting. But thanks for.
Well,
Sorry, we went on completely off piece. We didn't do
I
much royal
know.
stuff this evening.
We've literally just may as well have had a cuppa and a chat with
Oh,
everyone else.
yeah. Well,
Maybe
thanks
it's
for
a
joining
cuppa.
us.
Maybe a
Yeah.
cuppa and a chat with Vic. Like
Should
your
we do
name.
that? Should we
Yeah.
do that? I think we could do that. Like sometimes Meghan and Harry drain the life out of me. So, but once this spare book comes out, it's going to be really interesting. If it's true, if
Like, we
it's
got
true.
two directions. He's going to come out and speak more shit on the royal family, into which he's going to get a bad response, or he's going to come out and speak about him and Meghan, their victimhood status since they left the royal family. In either way, people don't want to hear it. So I just feel like, they're just coming to the point where just read the room, understand that people don't back you, they don't support you. It's pretty much done. I think the only thing they can do is come back to Oprah, sit on a sofa and take a bit of accountability for their hand in this game, and actually then go away for a bit, and maybe one day, a very long way away, people will just be whatever.
It's and what I did want to touch on with you, Tina, and we didn't get a chance to talk about, was the domestic violence that we thought was occurring behind the four walls. But we could probably do another one just covering that at some other
Yeah,
point
no,
if you want.
definitely. Yeah.
And we'll go into depth about domestic violence, and we'll actually probably speak about the narcissistic behavior and coercive behavior behind what we think is going on, if the maid's revelations are true. But we did actually hear already that this has sort of been going on, because he walked out of his house about a year ago with a black eye and what we thought was a bite mark on his hand. So whether that is something that keeps going, it's been an ongoing problem within their relationship. I think maybe we should cover that and just do a segment on that. We could do like a half an hour segment before Saturday if you've got time, Tina. If you haven't, we'll do it
Yeah,
another
yeah,
time.
I'm
Yeah.
on earlers this week, like days, so I should be able
Oh,
to. I
okay. So
should be able to do
maybe
an
we could
evening
do
one.
like Thursday evening, if you want to do
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
quick half hour,
possibly.
Thursday at 7 o'clock,
Yeah,
and we'll just go into what we were meant to talk about today.
I know.
It's
It
it's
got lost in a
Monday. If I think we've
tangent. Do you
got
know
that
what
we've
though? I don't need to see any bruises on Harry. I just see the reactions, the behaviours, and my red flags are just kicking off all over the place anyway.
I
And I think
know.
most people who've been through abuse see and react like a chemical reaction. It's not like we see it, we feel it, and the next bit we're angry with him as well, like everyone else. And it's so confusing when you've lived abuse.
Yeah, and this is kind of why I have a little bit of compassion for Harry, and I know not a lot of people like that when I say that, but I do have some feeling for him. Hello, kitty, kitty, kitty. Oh, I do feel if he is in an abusive relationship, then it's not necessarily just him that's the problem. I do think if she's doing what we think she's doing, then we need to have a little bit of compassion for Harry, because you can't just leave a domestic abuse straight away. It's very difficult when your mind is entrenched in it as well, not just your body.
Absolutely. And I think people really underestimate the trauma bond in which they have you and at this point, where does Harry go? He can't go back. He can't even
That's right.
acknowledge his past now
Yeah.
because the damage he's caused to that. And is that, in some people, I don't know. It's Harry is trapped. I bet is threatened with not seeing kids, And this is, again, he grew up with one parent, so he's got his it literally. I see it. It just literally all feeds into itself. It's just
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
vortex, and
Yeah. And you're right. It's very hard to walk away when you've got kids there and you want to make it work, and you don't want the same situation for your family when you
yeah.
want your kids to grow up in a nuclear household. So I can kind of see why he's struggling to leave her,
But
because
also, if she's as crazy as we all see,
exactly, is she as bad as that, or is she just being painted to be a really really terrible villain? Because once one person says she's this, it kind of becomes a snowball effect.
oh, I see she's that, to be honest. But if you see that behind closed doors, would you be
Yeah.
happy to leave your children
Oh
there
no, not
without
at
you
all.
to protect
No,
them as
no,
well? And
no,
that's another thing.
no, no. This is the thing. There's so much to unpick with this situation, and I think what we could do is actually wait for this interview to come out, Paula, and then we can go over what was said in Paula's. Do I
Yeah.
call you Paula again?
Yeah. Keep
I'm
calling me
sorry.
Paula.
I'm so sorry, Tina.
I don't mind.
Today,
Paula.
today, today,
There's only one
I've
Paula
just
M.
don't remember names of anything. It's awful. You've all had to help me in the chat. I think I need some like coffee or
Susie Q,
something
my
like
sister
that.
was left in the yard for dead 3 times and kept going back, and they do. It's balmy
Exactly.
until you've watched
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. Yeah, and it's right. You're already you fall in love with someone that isn't even the person that they are. So
no, they
you
love
fall in
bombing
love.
you.
Yeah, you fall in love with this charm and this charismatic person, and then you still hold on to that. So you still
Mm.
want what you had in the beginning, but you'll never get that because they were never
No,
that person, and it's a mind fuck
yeah,
completely. That's
no.
all it is. But Tina, we will
Do you want to get that on?
analyse Paula's interview on
Yes.
Thursday if it comes out by then. If not, we'll try and work our way around it whenever. But I'll let you guys know in the community chat when we're going to do our next live before Saturday if we get a chance to.
And sorry guys if anyone's my followers on here. I'm a bit crap. I haven't been on a lot. I've been working and busy and stuff, and I've got no, I only post on what I feel, and right now I'm just trying to work out how I feel because it's such a roller coaster speaking on Harry and Meghan and knowing the right and trying to bring balance to who I am as a person as well, because I don't want to lose that, so yeah. And I don't know, my
Yes.
YouTube game is going to be that great because like this whole like and subscribe, I just struggle with that as well. So
Well, like and subscribe here, guys. Share
yes.
comments.
No, I know, right? But I just can't physically say it.
You
Oh
can do it, Tina. I've got faith in you. You're going to be
no,
fine. And I'll put Tina's links in the description box, and we'll catch you hopefully before Saturday with a little live on domestic violence because I think that would be really good to touch on, which we were meant to do today. But hey ho, we've gone off piste as per usual.
we've been all around the world.
We've been all around the
Literally.
world. Thanks for
Right,
joining us, guys.
bye.
Please like and comment. Thank you, guys. See you
Bye
soon. Bye,
everyone.
Tina. God
Bye. Bye bye
bless.
bye.
Bye, bye, bye. You okay, Raya? You okay?